Hello, I'm here today to talk to you about recycling, but not just recycling, because it's not just recycling anymore. I know you've all heard the term or the phrase reduce, reuse, recycle. Well, all that's true, but it's not just reduce, reuse, recycle anymore. It's also about restoring, rediscovering, renewing, upcycling, recycling, donating. That's just a few of the phrases that I'll come up with. Rediscovering was another one. I may have already said that. But also, you can reduce waste in more ways than you might think. I'm going to tell you just a few of those ways coming up in the next few slides. And recycling means more today than just separating your glass and your plastic and your paper and your steel cans and your aluminum cans. That old saying, someone's trash is someone else's treasure. That's very true. Couldn't be more true than today. I've got a list of local charity organizations here, but I'm going to come back to those in just a minute when we talk about donating. And repurposing doesn't have to mean doing it yourself. You can donate. If you have materials such as flower pots, clean linens, denim, glassware, lampshades, silk flowers, things you want to get rid of but you don't think that anybody else can use, they can. And most likely they will if donated. Look into donating to your local arts council or children's art programs for projects, or research local artists in the area and just say, hey, I have an excess of blue glass bottles, or I have an excess of denim, and a lot of times these local artists, they just upcycle things in ways that you just would never even imagine. Um, so anything old or vintage that can still be used for its intended function is probably very highly sought after. So again, I want to get back to those local organizations. Some of the local ones that are nonprofit that give back to the community, just to name a few, are the Transylvania County Humane Society, the Tiger Town Thrift Shop, which is in Rosman, St. Philip's, the Habitat for Humanity. These are just a few that are local. You can also check local listings to find more, but a lot of these have donation bins outside too. So it makes it super easy. Um, okay. I also want to give you an example of waste reduction that is a result of these three water filtration systems that we have on campus. Here at our Transylvania campus, we have three water filtration systems, one in the student center and one in each hall. And between those three water filtration systems in the last 5 years, we have reduced the number of plastic bottles used by 39,795 bottles. That's pretty significant for just one small campus. That's enough water bottles to fill an entire football field, according to Wikipedia. And this is since their installation in 2005. So the last 5 years, I'm sorry, in 2020. In the last 5 years, that's per my interview with a Blue Ridge Community College rep, Ricky, who was here when they were installed. So just think about almost 40,000 bottles in the last 5 years, just that this one campus has reduced. And I just got a picture of the landfill here. We can also make simple changes to make a big difference. For instance, turn off the faucet while brushing our teeth can save up to 8 gallons of water per day per person. That adds up to over 200 gallons per month and nearly 3,000 gallons per year. And my source on this was the US EPA statistics and facts. That's pretty significant. 3,000 gallons every year just by turning the water off while you're brushing your teeth. It's not too much to ask, I don't think. But it's not just about reducing what we put in the landfills or saving water. It's also about reusing or repurposing things that are already here. For instance, there's a decking company called Trex that uses 95% of recycled materials for their decking. Among that 95% materials, they use plastic grocery bags. So those of you like me who get a big wad of plastic grocery bags and take them and donate them to the recycling center, they're actually used for something. So this beautiful decking material can be made from grocery bags. Here's also some repurposing ideas. You can use old tin cans or buckets or boots or tires for planting flowers and herbs. Wood pallets can become anything, depending on your skill level. Glass jars for your pantry or craft storage. Old drawers can be stacked or mounted for storage or have wheels mounted for great under bed storage. Old ladders can be used for hanging and displaying items. Old towels, t-shirts can be cut up to create reusable cleaning rags. Old jeans used to create pillow coverings, rugs, and old t-shirts turned into a memorable quilt. Those are just a few things. This is the vases that are reused, or wine bottles that are reused into vases, probably at like a bridal shower or something it looks like. This is just glass bottles from everyday use in a pantry holding supplies. Here's a rug made out of denim jeans. And here's an old ladder holding quilts. I actually have my quilts on a ladder like that at my house. Um, so Also, I had a cool picture of this one. This is the underbed drawers used for underbed storage. Just add wheels. These are a few more drawers that are mounted on the wall to make a kid's reading nook. Here's a couple of quilts that are made out of recycled t-shirts or upcycled t-shirts rather. A great gift. And this is a whole deck made out of pallet wood. Like I said, just depending on your skill level. You can do lots of things with pallet wood. So, final tips and takeaways. Recycling isn't just about recycling anymore. Some points I wanted to make were, sorry, it's more about making us rethink. Can this be used again? Can someone else use this? Can this be donated? Um, simple changes we can make, simple changes that can make a big difference. And those are my water examples. Just turn off the water while we brush our teeth twice a day. That can save 3,000 gallons of water a year. And also the almost 40,000 water bottles that we've, saved as a campus just by using, renewable water bottles or water bottles that are not, of the plastic throwaway variety. Think of all the ways I've talked about restoring, reusing, and upcycling things. Is there something you found cool that you may want to try or something you never heard of before? Like I said earlier, I personally have a denim rug and I also have a couple ladders I used to display my quilt collection. So, um, in conclusion, we can reduce our carbon footprint on this world by reducing, reusing, recycling, restoring, upcycling, rediscovering, and donating. Not just your typical reduce, reuse, recycle that you always think about when you see this symbol here. Um, I'm Tara, and sorry, and I hope you have enjoyed my message today.